Hello, good day everyone. Today I would like to share with all of you my research paper, which is The Brain Death and the Human Person. The question we might ask: does the ending of all brain activity definitively equate to the death of human person? Based on the argument presented, the ending of all brain activity or brain death does not definitively equate to the death of human person. It might argue that consciousness and the mind are irreducible to the brain, suggesting that the person persists even in the absence of brain function. This perspective suggests that a person is more than just their brain. Even if the brain stops working entirely, the essence of the individual, their consciousness and mind may still exist. Therefore, brain dead does not necessarily mean dead. To support this main point, the irreducible I of consciousness experience reveals a fundamental unity, an I, self, that cannot be fully explained by the divisible physical process of the brain. This indivisible nature of consciousness suggests it is not merely a product of the brain. It might argue that the feeling of a unified I is simply an emergent property of complex brain activity. Just as symphony arises from individual instruments, consciousness could be a result of integrated brain functions, even if those functions are physically divisible. To answer this objection, inherent indivisibility experience within the consciousness points to a deeper, non-physical reality. The subjective unity of I is a fundamental aspect of experience that seems qualitatively different from the brain's physical components. The analogy of the symphony doesn't fully capture this inherent unity of the subject experiencing the symphony. Let's say, for example, a patient declared brain dead after a severe accident. While their brain shows no electrical activity and they cannot interact with the world, this perspective argues that I, their consciousness, might still exist in some form irreducible to the physical brain. Furthermore, regardless for their lack of awareness, their inherent human dignity as a member of the human family remains intact, demanding respect and care. So, my insight, the traditional equation of brain death with the death of the person may be too simplistic if consciousness and the mind possess a reality beyond mere brain function. It recognizing human dignity as inherent rather than contingent on consciousness has profound ethical implications for how we treat individuals in states of profound unconsciousness. To conclude, it argues that brain death, while representing the irreversible cessation or the ending of our brain function, may not necessarily signify the complete death of the human person. The irreducible nature of consciousness and the inherent dignity of all human beings, irrespective of their level of awareness, challenge as the straightforward equation of brain death with personal death. This necessitation a more understanding of personhood that extends beyond mere neurological activity. So since starting today, the perspective has significant implication for medical ethics, particularly concerning end-of-life decisions, organ donation, and the moral status of individuals diagnosed as brain dead. It calls for a careful consideration of what truly constitutes the death of human person and how we should ethically treat those who have lost all this discernible brain function. And thank you for your watching. Thank you.